Hey there, it's Anonymous Tea, where we spill the tea anonymously. Hello, everyone. Hello, YouTubers. Hope you guys are all having an amazing day today, sending good vibes, sending positivity, sending blessings, and good energy to each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. So, anything I say is alleged and in my very, very personal opinion. This is for entertainment purposes only. None of this is personal. The Copyright Act of 1976 is in the description box. So today we are talking Real Housewives of Atlanta. Today we are talking an update regarding the divorce hearing, the status hearing that was scheduled for today that we talked about in a previous video. And it was available courtesy of Zoom, you guys. Now, your girl was not there. However, I want to shout out to the YouTubers Real Talk Bougie and Dennis Byron because apparently they were there and it went down. Now, prior to this Zoom, one thing I didn't get a chance to talk about yet was that there was another motion as far as, you know what I'm saying, child support, and an issue. I believe Kandi's attorney was essentially saying that Todd is not paying any bills. That Todd is not paying for anything. No mortgage, no utilities, no nothing. And no expenses pertaining to the child. It's just living high off the hog, right? It's just living high off the hog and so on and so forth. And although he is presenting, and threw shade in the documents, threw shade, said, you're presenting this daddy daycare of basically doing the bare minimum. You know what I'm saying? But you're not contributing anything financially. No. What? So, nonetheless, today was a status hearing, and I don't know the details of the alleged person and this Rule 22 that they're talking about, but apparently somebody was trying to have, the Rule 22 implemented for a particular person, and it caused some discourse or whatever else. However, and also apparently Dennis Byron got a shout out of sorts from Randy Kessler, who is, of course, Todd Tucker's attorney. The takeaway really for me was, one, the motion to seal the case was denied. So remember, Kandi's attorney had filed a motion that they wanted this case, they wanted this divorce proceedings, everything pertaining to it, they wanted it completely sealed so that the public, i.e. the bloggers, i.e. the YouTubers, i.e. the media, could not really have access to anything. But basically, from what it sounds like, from the people that attended the hearing, there really wasn't anything, you know what I'm saying, to, provide just cause. And I guess they were saying as well that Randy Kessler, it seemed like Kandi's attorney was not, was not in a good mood or was not feeling something or not featuring something, but it seemed like Todd's attorney, Randy Kessler, was trying to be more accommodating, and even when that was denied, was like, listen, look here, if there is a specific reason that we need to have this private, let us know. You know what I'm saying? But ultimately, and this is interesting too, because it was Kandi that told us in the first place that she filed for divorce. It was Kandi that tells us updates on the divorce on her Amazon Lives. And it was released to people exclusively about her filing for the divorce. So it's like she's been telling us kind of blow by blow stuff that, you know what I'm saying, that she wants for Christmas to get a divorce, that, maybe she's hoping one day her and Todd could be friends again and all of this and all of that. But then there's some other tea. There is some other tea. Now, there's going to be another hearing as far as early February, I believe. I believe it's on the 9th, because it sounds like there's going to be an emergency motion as far as child support and, the who's going to be sharing of the custody and traveling back and forth with the kids and all of that they want to try to get something established on the books sooner rather than later. It sounds like there is quote-unquote extensive mediation going on behind the scenes between Kandi and Todd and their attorneys to try to get this divorce resolved, but it obviously does not sound like any resolution is happening at this point in time. Some other tea, though, that was revealed, that was exposed, that I guess it didn't sound like, Kandi or Kandi's attorney really wanted out there was Todd Tucker has moved from the main marital home, right? Because remember, Kandi had 2 homes, right? Remember, she had 2 houses? So Todd has moved from the marital home to the other home, you guys, next door. No! Wait, I thought the divorce was filed in November. I thought Todd had 30 days to move out. But my interpretation of moving out, meaning like you get your own apartment, you get your own home, you get your own place to stay, not moving at the house next door. Oh, we are missing some good content, you guys, for Real Housewives of Atlanta. This is better than, you know what I'm saying, Basement Ralph. This is, you know what I'm saying? like, this is crazy. But the thing of it is, Kandi and her attorney did not want that out there. Did not want that information out there to the public as far as Todd's current living situation, because again, what his people always said about Kandi on the show when it comes to men, they always call her a sugar mama. They always say that she takes care of men and she always does this and she always does that. And this is not beating the allegations, you guys. What do you mean Todd can just move to the house next door and it's nothing and it's crickets? But the other side is that's why too they are trying to establish, you know what I'm saying, Todd to pay something financially. They said Kandi still is wearing her Mama Joyce wig. She's sitting on ready. Allegedly just does not look happy. You know what I'm saying? And I guess Todd looked like he was, if he was feeling any types of ways, he had on a very good poker face. You were not going to get anything from Todd as far as this Zoom call, right? And apparently as well, the Zoom, since everyone was on Zoom, apparently, according to Real Talk Bougie, it said Kandi's name, it said Kandi Burris for Kandi's Zoom, but for Todd Tucker, it said Kandi and Todd. Now, I don't know if it's giving, you know what I'm saying, since he's still at the house, since he's still at one of Kandi's houses, that maybe that was the name, you know what I'm saying, that's on there. But I find it absolutely hilarious that was not changed for this hearing to say Todd Tucker. No. Like, it's giving, you know what I'm saying, it was a scheme that Todd set up, like look at this, look at here. But I don't see a situation where this is going to end well. And it's interesting, you know what I'm saying, because Kandi has worked so hard to make it seem as though we're, working this out. We're spending Christmas together. We're spending the birthdays together. We're spending Thanksgiving together. But it sounds like it is a mess with these mediations behind the scenes. And it sounds like this divorce is not going, you know what I'm saying, the way that maybe people anticipated it to go. But on social media, you're still trying to present like it's a united front, that we did New Year's, that we did this, we did that. But it sounds like it's HELL with these divorce proceedings and whatever is happening at this mediation, because I believe also Real Talk Bougie mentioned about Randy made some comment about something to where they could have a conversation offline with Kandi's attorney. So it's just very interesting. But the vibe that I'm getting from the feedback of this is that it sounds like, you know what I'm saying, Kandi and her attorney are just not feeling this, or just not featuring this. And I don't know if something popped off behind the scenes, but nonetheless, it sounded like they were not prepared for, you know what I'm saying, the denial of them not being able to seal this divorce is what it sounds like. But the other side, the thing I don't get about that is that it's one thing if Kandi just announced that there was a divorce and then like we never heard from her again about it, but it's the fact that she's given us all these updates on her Amazon lives, or she's given us social media posts, and you're still trying to paint this picture that everything is Gucci with Todd and everything else on social media with all these holidays spent together, but the reality is it's not a good look. Even in the picture Todd posted, and you've seen the glare from Mama Joyce in the video I did yesterday, like that obviously, you know what I'm saying? She already didn't like him before, and I'm sure she hates him even more now. So it's like, what are we doing? Like, why are we still trying to present something on social media that's not representing what's really happening here? So, nonetheless, you guys, if there's any interesting tidbits or anything else that comes up of this, we will talk about it. We will do another update, but that is the latest I have. The only other thing, too, is I think for privacy reasons, they didn't want anybody obviously taking pictures or screen recording or trying to take anything that's going to display like who was all there or who was all in attendance and all things and all that. But my thing is, like, you know what I'm saying? You could take notes and report on it. You know, you don't need to do all this other stuff or whatever. But nonetheless, there is that. That is it. That's all. Es todo es final. Es finito. Es the end of the road. It's the end of the line for this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the moment I post content on my channel. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys again very soon.